The government's unveiled one of the biggest defence overhauls in decades, committing $2.5 billion over the next 15 years to keep ageing defence bases operational, basically baseline. Officials warn many facilities are close to the end of their working life, but the final price tag could reach $4 billion. Penk is the Associate Defence Minister, joins me this morning. Morning, Minister.
Morning, Ryan.
So, about time.
Yeah, about time. Overdue, in fact, over successive governments and certainly decades. There's been an underinvestment in defence infrastructure. That's a problem in terms of now needing to catch up. But in the meantime, it's cost us in terms of operational readiness a little bit, but increasingly that would be the case. The ability to train and also the morale and therefore retention of our people.
When you say there's now a social licence to do this investment, to spend this money, what do you mean? Is that because we are now aware that war could come to the Pacific Theatre once again and therefore we need better facilities?
Yeah, I mean, that's very well summarised. I would say, it's probably always been necessary that we invest, particularly when you think that these are long-run investments. And if we'd started 10 or 20 or 30 years ago, we'd be better placed now as the geopolitical environment requires it for the reasons you said. But you don't need to contemplate any kind of full-scale war. It can be some sort of other operations. These are contested spaces, the waters that surround New Zealand, whether it's fisheries protection, freedom of navigation, and then you've got the non-military stuff like search and rescue, humanitarian assistance, disaster relief, think your floods and other hurricanes, typhoons and other natural disasters, in the South Pacific, including a South Pacific nation called New Zealand, by the way.
Minister, because we've left it so long to fix this stuff up and maintain our buildings and facilities, do we run the risk of actually not, you're announcing the money now, but it's going to take a while to do all this work, right? So are we going to be short on facilities? Is there going to be some kind of gap? Or are we going to have a space for everything we need to have space for until the work's done?
Yeah, I think we've got the physical space, but actually, part of that is being clear about where we need to have our defence spaces. We did have a pretty careful look at whether they're in the right position. For example, whether the naval base should remain in Devonport on the North Shore of Auckland. It is the right place for that. So making that decision now means that we can have confidence to spend money upgrading the infrastructure. Of course, what we wouldn't want is for us or a future government in the short term to make a decision to move it after we've poured a lot of money into that location. So we will be okay as long as we get on with it now. And I would say that efforts have been underway for a few years, and including as recently as this budget, $25 million to start the works that are needed in Devonport.
All right, Minister, appreciate your time this morning. Thanks for being with me. Penk, Associate Defence